If you are watching this episode of the Good Chill Hunting podcast, that means my unborn child has entered this world. We are filming this in advance in anticipation of me not being able to film during the week of his arrival.
Noah let us know his priorities real quick. He said, unborn child podcast. And Riley and I got the message loud and clear. And it hurt. It felt like knives piercing our chest.
And for all those who sent in applications to take Noah's place, we are sorry.
We reviewed them, and none of you,
and
we don't want to work with
simply irreplaceable.
Next time, we put the applications back up. So
next kid that Noah has.
In about another 12 months or so.
Noah's going to have Irish twins.
Yeah, and they're both going to have red hair.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So anyway, we are kind of foregoing the regular format of this podcast. We're going to hop into it, but not before I say our iconic intro. Welcome back to the Good Chill Hunting podcast. How do you like them apples?
Yeah, so Noah's becoming a family man now, and he's just changed in a lot of ways, mostly for the
I've always been
worse.
sort of like the dad of the group. Stop slouching. Do your homework.
Yep.
Where's my belt?
I got a drink to cope with my problems. So Noah's becoming a family man, and just is several stages of life ahead of Riley and I.
Riley's still an adolescent.
We're still fighting the good fight in the dating sphere, and we're losing. It feels like a lot of the time. Riley more than me. But I was just taking.
That's your truth, man.
I was taking stock of man. Where did it all go wrong? I was just like,
Well, Adam and Eve, you see.
it's called Theology 101. But I was just looking at some of my date fails. Some of the times when I was like, get me out of this situation.
Really long list, huh?
Well, I was reflecting on it because, like, literally, I was in a very brief relationship a few years ago, but me and this girl, I knew she was a little quirky, a little airheaded, but I was like, you know what? She's the one for me. And then
we're complimentary of one another.
Yeah, and then Noah and Lucas came to visit me. I was living somewhere else at the time, but Noah and our friend Lucas had come to visit, and I'm like, guys, you got to meet this girl. She and I are going to get married. And then, I think the first impressions were fine. I think Noah and Lucas had their own thoughts, but then we're the four of us. Me, Noah, and Lucas in one vehicle, and then she's driving there, and we're headed to somewhere. We stop at a gas station on the way to get some snacks, and then we do our transaction, and we pull out, and she's in front, and we just are exiting, and she drives into the wrong lane of traffic. She's supposed to pass the one median. Direction, past the median to turn left, and she turns she's just like straight up on the wrong side of the road,
facing the wrong direction on the opposite side of the road.
And so I'm driving the vehicle behind, and I'm like, fellas,
that's my future wife.
This is this is like quirkiness I was talking about.
I sort of remember making eye contact with her, and she being I didn't know her super well. I don't know her super well, but she was kind of just like,
yeah, she was just like, what are you gonna do?
There I go again.
And then so she eventually pulled out, and then I also remember she just had her blinker on for the next like 5 minutes. I'm like, guys, I'm telling you, she's a diamond in the rough.
I think Lucas and I certainly had, as you put it, our first impressions of her. She's a very nice person.
Oh yeah.
I think she's happily married now.
Oh well, that's the thing. Every time I talk to a girl, and with any bit of seriousness, they end up getting married and having kids.
Well, good for her. But
common denominator, huh?
Yikes.
Huh? Oh, I'm the oh yeah.
I sort of remember having mixed feelings. It was like, well, we want Josiah to be happy, but at the same time, we
can turn a blind eye.
This girl does not seem like the right one, and
they did not tell me.
They
left me in blissful ignorance until my heart was shredded into a million pieces.
I don't think there's anything we could have said or done that would have prevented that from happening. So I think it happened exactly how it was supposed to. Wouldn't you agree, Riley?
You don't think that if you had said, hey man, this is what we're seeing, you don't think I would do anything with that information?
I think you would have been like, yeah, I mean, like, I hear you guys, but I want to give it a shot.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, so it wouldn't have changed the outcome.
We can play out that multiverse.
More of the story is I should have been there.
Yeah. Riley's also driving the wrong way in traffic.
I mean, that happened to me one time. I was with long listener Caleb, not high school Caleb, and to clarify, and we were like the exit near the zoo, I believe, or like in that roundabout near New Dublin. He went down the wrong lane, and he had to back up. I was really scared.
Just reversed?
Yeah, he just reversed.
That's tough.
Yeah. I remember one of the first dates. I mean, it was like a date, I suppose, but Kenzie and I had just been together for like a month because we started dating in November of 2016, and then in December, I think we met up over Christmas break from school, and I was 19. I didn't.
You were a man.
I didn't know anything. Nothing about dating etiquette. This isn't a fail in so much as it is just like a revealing of where I was as a 19-year-old. But I was like, you want to meet up at Steak and Shake?
You got $2 shakes. Butterfinger.
Happy hour is starting in 5 minutes. So we just got together at Steak and Shake, and I mean, it was good. I don't remember what we talked about or anything, but kind of looking back, it's like Steak and Shake, maybe not the classiest of joints, but
I feel like you can play that off though as like
I think I got a steak burger, but then I also got a large bowl of chili. And I just remember that because Steak and Shake's bowl of chili is just their coney sauce.
And you're like, Kenzie, do you got any Tums?
Yeah. I'm going to cut you off right now. I have to go to the men's room.
Was that the occasion where you were really anxious to meet up with her, and then you met up with her and you finally had the guts to ask her for her Snapchat?
No, that was before.
Hey, Kenzie, I was wondering if we could get a streak going.
It was 2016. I had different priorities. No, that was before we started dating, technically. Right before. You were about to say something hurtful, weren't you?
No, it's like, because in Snapchat, you used to be able to see like their top 3 friends. You're like, who's Coogie Swag?
That's not going to mean a lot to a lot of people, but it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
But no, it was right before fall break, and we hadn't started dating yet, and we hadn't gone on any dates. We just like sort of hung out at school, and I approached her right before she got in her car and left, and I was like, I've been thinking, what if and in her mind, she's like, he's going to ask me on a date. Sure took his time. And I was like, what if you give me your Snapchat so I can Snapchat you over break? And she was like, okay, here you go.
There's archive footage of Noah with like the dog filter. Just
yeah.
Feeling myself today.
Today's been rough.
Riley's never had any date fails.
No. Lucky for him.
So, dating is tough. Dating is a hard thing.
Not really.
Okay, for you, I just feel like today's culture, today's dating world is very difficult for the right guy here. But I decided to put myself out there in 2021 or 2022. I matched this girl on a dating app. We went on a date, and I was like, okay, this is really good. And then she was like, well, I'm going to Canada to join the circus. I was like, huh? Come again?
You said the circus?
I mean, this date was really good. She was like, yeah, I'm sorry. In a week, I'm moving to Canada to train for the circus. I'm like, what? You're really pretty, though.
The words you're saying are not computing in my brain.
I'll join the circus with you. I could be a clown.
And
it's 2022. Do they still have the circus? It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
they love it up in Canada.
She was like an acrobat or like a gymnast.
yeah,
or something?
she's a gymnast, and she's in Circus du Soleil, so like the Las Vegas show.
Which is actually like extremely like exclusive. I'm sure.
Yes.
It's like I'm sure that
the top performers.
But when you say it, just
she's like
join the
really
circus.
good gymnast, like fantastic, and she's now touring all around the world doing these tours.
You're like,
I'm like, this is amazing. It's so cool.
You're like, how would you feel about staying in Central Ohio forever?
The weather is
you gotta make it through the cold months.
Very cloudy. Didn't you have like intel that she was dating a Russian guy at one point?
At one point, like
He was probably one of those strong man, got the cougar one piece.
like a 10-pack.
Yeah.
It was just, I was like, okay.
You can get a 10 back if you work for it.
But she did come back from her training in Canada, and when we came back high, and we went on another date, and then she was like, "Yep, I'm going across the pond." And I was like, "What?"
I'm definitely sure that this is not going to work
Talking
out.
about some sort of like specific pond in central Ohio. No, I mean the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was great. So it was a good dating, but man, what a fail. I wish.
I'd hardly call that a fail. I'd say things just did not work out for you. I don't think you did anything.
I mean,
wrong.
but I feel like every girl I at least kind of find interesting, they will move, join the circus, or move out of the state.
Every girl you talk to that you're interested in joins the circus.
Yeah.
There's
common denominator.
There's some statistic in there. Approximately 20% of every girl that Riley will seriously talk with joins the circus. Yeah, I had another. This was during COVID. This was back in 2020. I went on another date with a girl, or I went on a date with another girl, a different girl, and it was like going well. I think we went up, we played games at this place, and then we got ice cream, and then we ended the day by going to an actual pond, and or it was a lake,
not the Atlantic Ocean,
not the Atlantic Ocean, and we're sitting there talking, and it was going well, and then she like asked me out of nowhere. She was like, also like, I'm just curious, how old do you think the Earth is? And I was like, huh? And she was like, yeah, this is just something that I've thought a lot about. How old do you think the Earth is? And I was like, I'm gonna shoot you straight. I've never once considered that question. I have some preconceived notions. And she was like, well, I mean, because I'm a pretty firm believer that the Earth is about 6,000 years old. And she was a proponent of young Earth creationism for our theology bros in the audience. And she was like, it's like really important to me that I believe the Earth is 6,000 years old. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this information. And she was like, well, here's some reading material for you. And she recommended 2 books by notorious young Earth advocate Ken Ham, who I've talked about in other forums. And so literally that week I ordered those 2 books and I read both of them.
How many pages were those?
They were like probably 250 pages each. I was on a mission because I like realized that I felt very strongly in the opposite direction of her. I was like, I don't believe the Earth is 6,000 years old.
But you read it because you kind of like this girl, and that's what.
Kind of.
I feel like, or was it driven by more of a passion?
That's the thing. It was more driven by passion to like not prove her wrong in like a cynical way, but in a way like, this is kind of absurd. And then I think I was kind of a jerk about it, and then we kind of stopped talking.
Do you do that with me too? Like you go out your way to prove me wrong?
I go out my way to read books to spite you.
Yeah,
that's why I read.
Well, because you read a lot of books.
Actually, I started a book this week. Thank you very much.
What book?
The two. What if the wait?
Go ahead.
I forget what
it's called. Kiss Dating Goodbye.
It's called Single Dating Engaged Married by Ben Stewart.
My dad got me that book like 7 years ago, and
that book has fallen into infamy.
Anyways,
you've read. You have other examples of reading books for girls.
Yeah. Then there's another time with the first girl that I ever went out with. We went to a bookstore one time, and she told me how she had read The Count of Monte Cristo, which is like a 900-page book, and I was like, well, it sounds like I got to read The Count of Monte Cristo to impress her. And then I did, and it was a good book, but by the time I got to the end of the book, she had shattered my heart also into a million pieces, and I was down horrendous for a couple weeks.
The only one who could put that heart back together was Alexander Dumas.
Was the Count himself, and boy, did he could not. All the king's horses and all the king's men could not put Josiah's heart together again.
I learned how to crochet for a girl.
There you go. Tell us about that.
Well, I liked this girl in college, and she said she knows how to crochet. She likes to crochet when she wasn't in class and studying. So I was like, hey, can you teach me how to crochet so we could spend some time together? And she taught me how to crochet, and we watched How I Met Your Mother while doing it. It was a really good time.
And that is an awesome date fail.
And Well,
And so I made you guys these sweaters.
I made her a scarf, and then yeah.
It wasn't a dating fail. It was an engagement fail.
But I wish her the best. Anyways, the book, anyways, is If the Tomb is Empty, Why the Resurrection Means Anything is Possible.
Very nice.
Joe B. Martin.
Nice.
Sounds like a great book.
The only the other example I could think of, I don't remember all the details, but after Kinsey and I had been dating for like a year, I had in my head, I was like, you know what, we ought to dress up nice and go to a nice restaurant, just the two of us. Sometimes it's fun to dress up and feel like high society and go to nice restaurants.
Let me guess. Steak and Shake 2.0.
Not quite. I showed up to her parents' house where she was living, and I picked her up. I was wearing, I mean, it looked like I was wearing like my homecoming outfit from high school. And we drove down to somewhere in Columbus, and we parked, and like it kind of got started off on a bad foot because I parked on like in the parking garage. I was like on the opposite side of where we needed to be, so we had to do a lot of walking, and she wore heels, and so her feet were getting like uncomfortable, and so I was just like stressing that this was like not starting out well. And then we finally made it to the Cheesecake Factory. And
like anything on the menu, it's yours.
Chicken tenders for this guy.
Southwestern egg rolls.
Actually, truthfully, from there, I don't remember why it's like spiraled down, but I kind of, for like the rest of the night, I was just like, I felt like kind of like a fool, like the date wasn't really going that well, not because of anything that she did, or it was just like I had built this up as like, we're gonna dress up nice and we're going to go to a nice restaurant, and it just didn't end up looking like that, and so I was kind of in a sour mood.
Well, you were at the Cheesecake Factory. How could it?
I wonder what kind of cheesecake I ordered. Probably something with caramel on it. But anyway, that one, I felt a little humiliated driving us home, but Kenzie was nice about it.
Sounds like so much of your dating fails would be, helped by just maybe doing a little bit of research into what are some good
at that
first
time,
date.
I was 20 years old.
Oh yeah, you're
now
right.
I'm 28 and
didn't
I know,
have access to the internet back then.
27, and I know everything.
Well, a date fail I had that related to a movie is I went and saw Onward on a date, and
Great movie.
I bawled my eyes out, and my eyes were like red.
Ugly cried.
Yeah, I ugly cried, and my eyes were red. I wanted everyone to leave the theater before I walked out, and my date was like, kind of just like, okay.
Like, I am.
We can't get up yet.
They'll see me.
There's an end credit scene probably.
Greg Marcus will see me.
Yeah, I don't know. We could keep talking. I thought in lieu of what we've been watching, we just talk about what we've been failing in dating at. Most of us.
I think
the majority of us at this table.
Yeah, but I think once you get past the fear of dating can be fun. I mean, you get to learn about someone else, but it's always that fear.
No, don't try to add a silver lining here. We're talking about fails.
I was just trying to put a nice ribbon on.
Yeah.
Right,
Fail, epic fail, lay epic style.
Well, I'm not gonna fail as this draft. I'm gonna own you.
Oh,
yeah.
Are we doing a draft?
I'll tell you what. We got a draft here for you, and I did not study, so we.
So this draft,
I'm going to put my best foot forward.
Best fist pump moments. So this is like awesome moments in movies. Like, you can't believe you're watching. Like, what am I watching right now? This is so cool, so awesome.
Let the record show when Riley introduced this idea to us, he said the best fist bump moments, and Noah and I are literally staring at him like,
what do you mean?
Yeah, can you name one fist bump in a movie? We were concerned for
I was
psychological
like, come on guys, this is gonna be so fun.
Yeah. Oh, fist pump.
Best fist pump moments in movies. Riley's very excited to get us started on this. So I think, Riley, you start and we snake this way.
You sure?
I promise.
That's fine. You know what,
Well,
Riley?
I don't
Happy
know
early birthday. I know you got a birthday coming up.
How old you turning? Like 13?
Oh,
Riley's like double digits.
this is so hard. For me.
Finally not going to be a preteen anymore. finally can watch PG-13
I
movies.
think I gotta go with my my number one. It got myself out of my seat in my theater, like pumping there. I was so pumped because I knew it was gonna happen. I called it earlier, but that's when Cap picked up Mjolnir.
Oh,
hammer.
geez, real surprise.
Low hanging fruit
pick
that
there.
one.
Yeah,
It was
that's the obvious answer. Obvious first pick.
that theater experience. It went crazy. It was such a I loved it. It was so good.
It was a good movie theater experience.
I mean, literally, when you say fist pump moments, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. And so everything after that is a little bit less enthusiastic, I feel.
And Thor's like, I knew it. It's so good. And you can still rewatch the theater's reaction today on like YouTube, and it still give
Sometimes
me chills.
when Riley's having a bad day, he'll just put in the YouTube search bar, Cap picks up Mjolnir.
Yeah.
It's all going to be all right.
It's like it's 2019 still. Okay, well,
What coronavirus?
like I said, I scrapped some answers together here. We'll see how it goes. So for my first pick, I have to stay true to my pirate roots. I have to honor my favorite movie. And so I'm going with the moment in Pirates of the Caribbean at the end when get the final piece of Aztec gold with Bill Turner's blood on it back in the chest, and Jack Sparrow shoots Barbossa.
Well, he shoots him, and then he drops it.
Okay.
You wasted your shot.
Yeah. I feel cold. Just because they allude to that moment throughout the movie, or just like he's got like the one bullet and you knew he can't die. So just the way that the sequence plays out, it's like I was in the movie theater and I was like, yeah!
I remember Josiah standing up in the movie theater when that happened.
Back in 2003.
I need to change my diaper.
You thought I was wearing diapers at 8 years old?
You was like,
6-year-old. Didn't everyone?
That reminds me of being in elementary school. And,
No, we don't talk about that. This is we talk about Dane fails, not Riley fails. Okay.
Class bathroom break, and all the little first and second graders line up for the bathroom, and Riley goes to the urinal. He's like, "Cover me." So I get behind him. I do this, and Riley says.
I thought you were going to bring up the time that Riley literally pooped his pants in first grade. Riley's walking around recess.
That was in like fourth grade.
Yeah, just in first grade. No other times.
Yeah, thankfully. Okay. So for my first moment, I think Star Wars probably. There's a number of moments that you could pick from that franchise. But I decided to go with one that I think probably stands above the rest, and that's from Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, when Kylo and Rey kiss at the end.
Get off my pod.
I like that because, I don't know, it's like they're building up to that, the whole new trilogy.
Shut up. No.
No, I love that.
This is a bit.
Yeah. No, it was good. Because they were building up that tension all like sequel trilogy.
Like the sexual tension. Let's
No,
just say the lightsabers.
That's the dumbest pick ever. Kylo Ren and Rey should not have been together.
Better than Rey and
A
Finn.
liar and a fraud.
I mean, it's just kind of like my opinion, I suppose.
Well, you get another pick.
Oh, okay. So for my next one, Riley already picked one of them, probably the most obvious one from the MCU. But I decided to go with a different one from Thor. Well, it's not much of a moment, but it's kind of the whole movie, and it's when I could not stop laughing in Thor: Love and Thunder.
I think the comedic delivery in that movie is well paced.
Beat for beat, jokes ratio, it's like way higher, and I love it. I thought almost all of them landed super well. Funny, by far the funniest movie in the MCU. Thor: Love and Thunder is awesome. Taika Waititi, he did great.
Part at the end where they kind of introduce Thor as a father figure to little Junior.
Little thunder.
Thunderlit. Okay.
You're stupid.
For my next pick, we're taking it to another superhero movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. There's so many moments from the movie, but I would say the most iconic is when he jumps off the top of the skyscraper.
It's a leap of faith.
It's a leap of faith. Shatters the window. The music cuts out, and then he just. And I remember in 2018 when we saw it in theaters, I saw it happen, and I was just like, yeah!
No, back in 2018, you were like, yeah!
One of these days, my testicles will drop.
Okay, I'm getting the last laugh. I don't care.
No, but that's my pick, though. That's a good scene.
That's a good scene.
Well, I'm glad you didn't study because this next pick is going to hurt. Okay? So just imagine you're in the theater, you're watching the screen, you're in space, and then Tars is like, it's not possible. And Matthew McConaughey says, no, it's necessary. It's the docking scene from Interstellar.
That's where it's like, like the pipe organ comes in. But it's necessary.
I mean, that's...
I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
Yeah, but you're not standing up in the movie theater pumping your fist at that.
I was. When I saw the re-release, I was like, yeah!
Can we pause the movie? I must go to the men's room.
I become incontinent when I get excited. No, that's a great scene.
Thank you. I'm gonna do I just did a non-superhero movie, but I'm gonna keep on trucking. I'm going to do the bathroom fight scene from Mission Impossible Fallout. And then when Henry Cavill does the double fist pump.
That's a good...
The whole scene is just fantastic fight choreography. It's awesome.
I think Henry Cavill is so cool in that movie.
Knowing your beat.
Why'd you have to go and make things so freaking complicated? And his mustache?
CGI.
No, it's not. The man the Justice League clip of him was CGI that they took away the mustache that he grew for Mission Impossible Fallout.
And you couldn't shave it.
Incorrect. Okay, for my next pick, we got to take it back to the 90s, and we're going with The Matrix and the scene where they are loading into the Matrix for the first time after Neo wakes up. I love, it's so, I'm telling you, and it feels so like...
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Noah giving the Matrix 3 stars. It's all right. But they're loading in, and so they're like suiting up. The camera's like spinning in a circle, so like each person kind of gets their little moment to putting on the sunglasses and or like loading in, got the weapons, and it's like it feels really. Yeah, I wonder what Noah's got up his sleeve for us next.
No, I'm just thinking.
I bet it's hilarious.
No, I'm just thinking of Riley in the bathroom. Cover me.
Yeah. We could keep talking about Riley in the bathroom. But the scene in The Matrix when they're loading in, you know the scene I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's awesome. The music's pretty good too.
Yeah, the music's super techno. Yeah. It's great. Feels corny by today's standards, but at the time it was revolutionary. And when I saw that in theaters in 1999, when I was 2 years old, I was like, yeah! Let's go.
Okay, so I'm going to throw it back to last year. Riley was like, we got to go to the movies as a group. And we all went together and we saw Dune Part 2. And I remember sitting in that theater. And I remember leaping out of my seat and saying, yes! The moment when Christopher Walken walks on screen. I loved him as the Emperor in that movie. Good casting. Way better than like Christoph Waltz ever could have done. Because
he commanded the room.
He fell into that role. He lost himself. Like, you know, they talk about Daniel Day-Lewis being a method actor, Christian Bale being a method actor. my boy Christopher Walken, method actor.
I hope your baby comes out and it's Christopher Walken's face.
What a blessing.
Dad.
This is freaking me out a little bit. Okay. I get another pick then?
Yep,
Okay.
let's hear it.
So
Can't wait.
there's a lot of really good movies where the plot twist is like, oh my gosh, they just turned it up for this movie. And my favorite plot twist, probably my favorite one where I leapt out of my seat, it made me cheer, was when I watched 2003's Identity, and you find out that all the characters are actually manifestation of Malcolm's insane mind.
You've never seen that movie.
Yeah, I did. I just didn't log it. I thought that was a really good plot twist. I did not see that coming. The movie was fine, and then that happened.
What about
bumped
it
up.
like made you like pump your fist? Like, let's go.
Probably the fact that it came out of nowhere.
There was like no sort
build
of
up. It was
allusion to that.
a total like punch to the jaw. Like, how was I supposed to know that this character was insane and that he
It
was
makes sense, though, when you look
manifesting
back.
all of these other characters? But I loved it. It worked so well for
People
me.
are still talking about that twist to this day.
Yeah.
That's the cultural impact it had. Okay. So for my next pick, we gotta pay some homage to the Lord of the Rings, and there are so many moments that stand out. The one that I'm going with because I think it deserves it is you know what? To be honest, I'm not great with the names. But on the final battlefield, not not Isengard.
Osgiliath?
No. Return of the King and the Hand of Sauron, whoever it is, he's like, no man can kill me. And then Eowyn's just like, whoosh, I am no man. Yeah. I mean, there's like that moment in the book, that moment in the movie. There are so many moments, but I love that.
There's one female character in Lord of the Rings, and she does great. I guess Galadriel's there too.
Yeah. Tolkien knew how to write strong, independent females. Actually, Eowyn is notoriously falls for Aragorn.
And she dresses up as a male for
That's true.
half the book.
But that reveal, it's because I don't know. It's just I think the line itself, "I am no man," is just it's very heavily quoted. She just is a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield, and goosebumps. Didn't see it in theater, so I didn't put my fist at it.
Yeah. What's your next pick?
You got that 1,000-yard stare going.
So I will do. This is to start off the movie after the opening scene. It cuts to black, and then you see someone turn on a spotlight, and that spotlight's Batman's logo, Batman's symbol.
The bat signal.
Yes, the bat signal.
Batman's sigil.
Batman's
And you hear
trademark.
Robert Pattinson's voice. It's October 31st.
That's a fist bump moment for you.
Well,
Something in the wind.
Then-
Well, that's not that scene.
he starts talking about of how he's been Batman, and the music is just building, and then you see the criminals that are starting to fight in the shadows, and he's like, "I am the shadows," and then you see these guys beating up this stranger, and he starts walking, and he's like, "Who the hell are you?" And he just beats him up. You see in the trailer, he's like, "I'm vengeance."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. That's a great moment.
But I'm not picking that scene. I just did a plot twist on you guys. See, you plot twist me, I plot twist back.
Okay, what's your pick?
It's actually the Batmobile scene where it turns on, and he's like, "I got you, and he comes out of the flames.
Yeah. This guy's crazy.
So good.
That was a pretty good plot twist. Almost as good as the one from Identity. Not quite.
Not quite.
But yeah, the Batmobile scene in the Batman, so good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, you got to go again.
Okay. I'm gonna do. I have to because it got me so pumped in the theaters. Is the return of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in No Way Home.
No
Yeah,
way. I'm watching it.
Didn't
again.
see that one coming. I remember when we saw that in theaters, and what was it? Aunt May is dying in Peter's arms, and she's like, with great power comes great responsibility, and someone in the theater was like, boo, or something like that. Really just ruined the
she
moment.
says with great power must also come great responsibility. Like, she doesn't say exactly like Uncle Ben says in the first movie.
With a lot of abilities comes a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah, so she just died, and then you see Ned and MJ, and he opens, he's like, I want to see Peter. Opens, and it's Andrew Garfield comes.
I remember
Toby.
that.
And then the rest of the movie after that is just amazing.
It's good.
It's all right.
Well, I have such a deep
lot of
love
cameos.
of movies, unlike you two. So, like, my love for Spider-Man movies just propels me to love this scene more. So, it's just a fist bump, awesome
Are
moment.
you saying you're better than us?
Right now, I am.
In this moment.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. I want to, for my final pick, final pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Take it to one of my favorite action movies. It's John Wick. And I'm thinking of moments from that movie, but I think really the scene with the villain talking to Thea Greyjoy from Game of Thrones about like the Baba Yaga.
No.
He's not the boogeyman. He's the one you sent to kill the effing boogeyman. But then while he's doing that, that's
see
when
him,
John
like-
Wick is like slamming the concrete floor,
I like it.
pulling up what he had buried literally and metaphorically, bringing it up.
That's a great scene.
That's a great scene. And it's a great movie. And when I saw it in theaters, I was like, let's go.
I was like, 'cause I didn't want to disturb the other moviegoers.
Be respectful.
Those are 5 great picks.
Thank you. I appreciate
And that's
it.
the draft.
Yeah.
And for I've got one more pick. I did choose a good one for this last one. We are going to go back to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse because that movie's got a lot of really good moments. But the moment, because we all saw this one together in theaters, the one where I stood up and I said, "Let's go," and that was when all of the Spider-Man tell Miles that he cannot come along for the final mission, and then they tie him up in the chair, and then his dad comes and tells him that his uncle died.
You suck.
I felt like that was a really good moment for Miles.
It was important for his development.
Yeah, he
It was an important part of his journey.
Character.
You stood up.
It was
You
kind of
stood up.
strange that I was the only one cheering in that moment.
Because you're a racist. You want the black guy to stay behind, right?
Whoa!
He's not. I'm just it was a joke.
We were having fun.
I'm having a
were.
blast. Okay.
You had to
Fist
take
bump-
it there.
Fist bump draft.
For my honorable mentions, I had when Ryan Reynolds takes his shirt off in the Amityville Horror. That one was
remember
pretty
that.
good.
I got
when Amelia Perez got nominated for 13 Academy Awards.
That's history in the making.
That was really good. And when Snape kills Dumbledore.
It's a spoiler.
What?
Whoa! Hey, what?
What the heck? No, wait. What the heck?
Some
I haven't
honorable mentions
got
I
that
have.
far.
I don't know why. The portal scene, the magic trick scene in The Dark Knight with the Joker, his like introduction, the opening scene at all. The end of Rogue One when Vader shows up in the hallway scene. It's pretty awesome. Any scene really Mad Max Fury Road. I said the opening of any Star Wars movie when it's like a long time in a galaxy far, far away, and then boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
The hallway fight scene in Inception. You can't handle the truth. That scene in A Few Good Men. I almost picked Silence when Paul Atreides yells silence. I probably should have made the list. But
I
it's
thought
really good.
you were gonna. Did you have him taming the worm?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Riley was pretty quiet in the theater when Paul Atreides was.
I Am
the
Your
worm.
Father, 1917.
Riley was
All
rooting
that
for the
stuff.
worm.
So my picks, I had Cap picks up Mjolnir, the docking scene from Interstellar, the bathroom fight scene from Mission Impossible Fallout, the Batmobile scene in The Batman, and Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's return in No Way Home.
Make sure you're talking into the mic.
Yes, sir. Josiah had the Pirates, the chess scene. It's a leap of faith scene in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The Matrix, the loading in. I Am No Man from Lord of the Rings, and the Baba Yaga scene from John Wick.
Heck yeah.
And Noah, he had the Rey and Kylo
crap,
kiss.
Fecal matter.
Any scene in Thor: Love and Thunder when he's laughing because you just couldn't stop. Christopher Walken in Dune Part 2 when he shows up. The plot twist in Identity. And when Miles couldn't go on the mission and then his dad shows up and says his Uncle Aaron died in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Let us know who won that draft.
Yeah.
Did Noah finally win a draft?
Whoever keeps commenting about wedgies on our videos is going to root for me, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got, what's her name? Really important that we get a wedgie on the podcast. And I don't know if it's going to happen.
It's about to happen with me and Noah. All right, y'all. It's return of one of our segments, Suicide Squad. I am leading the charge with this game. We have 4 characters, and Noah and Josiah are also characters in this, so 5 total, making a team. Noah and Josiah are the captains of their own team. We're going to find out who the characters are, and then I will tell the scenario. So character number 1 is a character from a spy and action movie. Noah.
You made it so we have to have two men and 2 women.
Yep.
Okay. So for my character from a spy/action movie, I chose Josiah's own Marjorie Stewart from the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, played by Isaac Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Josiah's crying.
She was on my mind when I was thinking about people to pick. But for my pick, for action spy character, I'm going with the man himself, John Wick.
Nice.
The Baba Yaga.
Minus points for unoriginality.
Yeah, why don't you listen up here?
Next, we have a dad/father figure.
For mine, I got a dad who is also in a spy action movie who, let's just say, he doesn't know where you are. He doesn't know who you are, but he will find you and he will kill you. It's Brian Mills from Taken. Liam Neeson.
For my father figure, or my dad, he is a father. We have the man who is always just trying to keep his son on the straight and narrow when he's off chasing ghosts, and that's Mr. Patrick Gates, played by John Voight from National Treasure.
It's just another clue, Ben.
You stole the Declaration of Independence.
Then for our third character, a character that's a love interest.
So for my love interest, we're going back to Riley's movie that he's watched 15 times in 1 week, and we have Selena Kyle, a.k.a. Catwoman, from the Batman.
Nice.
For my love interest, I spent a lot of time thinking about this, and it's from The Lighthouse, The Mermaid.
The Mermaid?
The Mermaid from The Lighthouse.
You're going to be in, I was going to say deep water, but that wouldn't be appropriate.
That would be fantastic.
You're going to be on dry land when it comes to dry land with that.
You got John Voight on your team. I'm not worried.
And then
you have no idea the storm that's
we
coming
have
for
a
you.
side character from any media.
For my side character, I got April O'Neil from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The specific iteration I've chosen is the version from 2007's TMNT, where she's voiced by Sarah Michelle Gellar, and she is trained in martial arts.
Doesn't matter, because my side character is probably my single favorite character from the Mass Effect franchise. And we have Legion, who Riley doesn't know who that is. He is a Geth, which is like a robotic alien, and he's a highly trained sniper, and he's super intelligent.
I might be able to point him out of the lineup. All right. So this is a scenario with your team, and you guys are both also the captains of this team.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
The TVA sends you to the Void for messing up with the timeline. As you touch down in the Void, you find 4 others to help you with your journey, which is your team. While in the Void, you are tasked to find the temp pad and escape the Void, while trying to survive the many obstacles and villains trying to stop you. Will you survive and escape?
Yes.
Yes.
Josiah won't.
And in this version of the Void, is not Cassandra Nova the leader of the Void. It is...
Riley said, roll for initiative.
It is King Bradley from Full Metal Alchemist.
Fuhrer Bradley.
Yeah.
Fuhrer Bradley. Oh no.
I'm Fuhrer Bradley.
And he has a creature that he will use to track you down like Eliath, but it's a different creature. It is Combustion Man from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh
yeah.
I could see those two working together. Combustion Man, he doesn't ask questions. He just shoots fire out of his third eye.
Okay, so you and your team has just entered the void. You're just getting to know each other. What is your plan? Go.
Okay, so first of all, we got John Wick, the Baba Yaga. We've already talked about how much of a threat he is, force of nature. So we are relying on John Wick for firefights, hand-to-hand combat. Brian Mills is more, he's ex-CIA. He's our strategist. He's just got the resources. Again, he doesn't know where King Fuhrer Bradley is. He doesn't know who he is, but he will find him and he will kill him for that TVA tablet. So yeah, we got John Wick, Brian Mills, strategist. We got the mermaid. So in my version of the void, there is a large body of water.
Is that
that
true?
goes without saying.
It's like the void in Deadpool and Wolverine.
So
yeah, there's like the
is-
big body of water.
Is your mermaid separate from the rest of your party?
Well, she is our maritime defense unit.
But she is not with the rest of your party.
Well, we're meeting. It's like, in Pirates of the Caribbean where Davy Jones walks on land into the bucket. He's just standing in the bucket. It's kind of that deal while we're convening originally.
She's got a bucket.
Yeah, people get rid of buckets. They end up in the void.
Okay.
So
No, we're on the same page. Huh?
yeah. So but she is going to be in her element in the water, and we're going to figure out how to use water. Traversing the water to our advantage. We haven't figured that one out yet. And April O'Neil, like I said, in this iteration of her, she is trained in martial arts. She is a reporter, so she's really more there for support. But she can contribute in combat scenarios. And of course, I'm the captain. I'm the one calling the shots. What I say goes. My hand is the law.
I don't think I'd want
You
to
did have
be my
a pretty good draft.
Thanks.
I think that
I'm there.
correlates with how good of a leader you are too.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm
Interesting.
there for morale. I'm there for comedic relief. And so that's kind of that's our roles. Are we trying to devise a game plan at this point?
You're next.
Are you like the butt of the joke most of the time, like comedic relief wise?
Hey,
Your butt is a joke.
your turn to talk now.
Okay,
Opening remarks.
So Josiah goes on and on about John Wick being super sniper, whatever. I've got Legion. He is
Did you say we are Legion?
No, we have Legion. He's like the apex of his species, the alien species. He is very good with guns, and he's super intelligent. Strategist of sorts. Patrick Gates is kind of also a strategist. Those two working together, I see a lot of just good teamwork with them, kind of finding a way. The path of least resistance from point A to point B being this Fuhrer Bradley with the temp pad. And Combustion Man, we know he's going to show up at some point. Thankfully, we've got two much better trained martial art. Actually, I don't remember if Marjorie Stewart was trained in martial arts. We at least have Selena Kyle. She is the Catwoman. She knows her way around a fight much better than a teenager on Josiah's team. And once she gets up and close with Combustion Man, she punches him real good in the forehead. He goes down. Kind of like David and Goliath.
You have a sniper on your team, and you're making Selena Kyle go and punch Combustion Man.
Combustion Man is not at you guys yet. He's trying to find you. So after you guys have formed your team,
sorry, I'm the captain of my team. And because I'm the captain, kind of like Captain Jack Sparrow, that means I have the compass.
You get no respect.
I have the compass that leads to what I desire most. And
you do not have that.
Why?
Because you have...
He has a bucket.
Well, the mermaid has the bucket.
It's more likely to find a bucket in the void than Davy Jones'
I agree.
compass.
I agree.
I think Jack Sparrow brought that compass with him to the void.
How'd he get there? He's not on anyone's team.
Yeah.
He's not in the void. He's in Davy Jones's locker.
It's like another way of saying the void.
But as you guys formed your team, you need a vehicle to transport, just kind of like the Honda Odyssey and Deadpool Wolverine. You find this vehicle. Noah, you find the Mystery Machine.
Wow.
That's exactly what we were hoping for.
And Josiah, you find the Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters.
I gotta ask, do you think does the Ecto 1 have space for a bucket in the back?
Yeah, I think. Well, it's got space for a coffin in the back. It's a hearse.
You could just maybe fill the coffin with water.
Yeah, that's kind of like symbolic.
So now you have your machine. What's your game plan?
Okay, again, I kind of need to know what are we just like traveling? Or is Combustion Man after us at this point?
So just like in Deadpool Wolverine, you have to go to Cassandra Nova and get the tan bed, but this is Furo Bradley, while he is sending Combustion Man after you.
Okay. So John Wick again he's not talking, he's not leading, he's just doing. He is taking names and killing people.
That's all he's doing.
You're like, what'd you say your name was?
What's your name? You're Bradley?
So John Wick, he is the one getting us through the wasteland of the void with his firepower. Again, April O'Neil is there for support. She is competent. She can hold her own in a fight. Mermaid, have not found a use for her yet, but she is thriving, like I said.
Oh, the Combustion Man just cast you. You have to roll higher than a 10 or one of your members dies. Good luck.
But he doesn't get to pick the member.
A higher than a 10?
That's a 20-sided die.
What? Oh, sorry. What? I just...
Yep.
Let's go!
16.
16! We all survived, and Combustion Man joins our team!
How did the mermaid possibly escape?
She just
His
closed the
blast.
lid
They
on
found
the
a way.
It's like one of those, like the fridge that Indiana Jones
Yeah.
survives in.
Now we pan over to Noah's team. They're in the Mystery Machine, heading towards Furo Bradley.
Patrick Gates is at the wheel.
How's everyone doing in the Mystery Machine?
What's the gas mileage on this thing, Ben?
He's doing 55, no more, no less. Legion, he's kind of like polishing the sniper because he's going to be taking names. And what was it that John Wick was doing?
Killing.
That was okay. Yeah.
Oh, just like that, Combustion Man finds the Mystery Machine.
Found us as well.
He has to roll higher than a 10.
Statistically, you are not likely to. You have less than a 50% chance of.
And he rolls a 5. What member of your team's dying?
I think Patrick takes one for the team here.
No, Legion. He's got a bullet, or he's got a laser trained on.
Sorry,
him.
John Boy, you're out of here.
This is where you guys leave. Open up the van door. Everyone files out. Come over here, you big long. Mr. Maybe he survived. I don't think so.
So you lost the Mystery Machine as well. You lost your form of transportation.
Guess we're on foot, boys.
So while Noah is walking towards Furo Bradley, Josiah comes along, but they get stopped by no other than Jeff Probst and the production team from Survivor. They have been pruned to the void as well, and now both teams have to compete in a Survivor challenge, and whoever team loses, they will one of their members is kicked off, like in the show.
They don't die. They're just
Kicked off.
kicked
Yeah.
off the island.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. The Survivor Challenge is sumo at sea, but sumo at sand. Contestants stand on floating. Contestants stand. Wait. Okay. We'll say there's like a little sea in the void.
Okay.
Stand on floating platforms in the ocean, battling to knock their opponent off the large pads. Players demonstrate ruthless aggression while simultaneously attempting to balance on the slippery platform. Typically done as a team challenge, so you're gonna have one member go up against one member. So choose your victor.
Can I get clarification that because we are at sea and touching the water, can I not use the mermaid?
But you're on a platform.
Okay,
balancing.
The mermaid is on a platform.
The mermaid's on the
choose your victor.
My victor?
Yeah, like
My champion?
yeah, your champion.
I'm We're going. This is martial arts. We're going to let April O'Neil carry this one.
I'm choosing Catwoman, and I don't want to hear anybody say that April O'Neil would
April
beat
O'Neil.
Catwoman.
I literally was looking up her lore. First off, she trained under Splinter. She was trained in March. She went against Karai, whoever from the.
I know who Karai is.
Yeah, and she beat her. And you don't think Catwoman? Let me guess. She still uses a litter box.
Sometimes, only when she has to go number 2. So where now?
I think I win, right?
Give me a rebuttal.
Catwoman, the name of her game is agility, dexterity.
You're on a platform. There's a limited space.
Yeah, it's a balancing act.
Not entirely.
It is. We're trying to knock each other off while maintaining one's own balance. I think Catwoman is built for that. And I think she handedly gets rid of April O. fall into water.
That's what you just said, that she's playing defense the whole time. How is she getting rid of me if she's playing defense?
What's that? Jeff Probst has announced the victor, and it is Catwoman.
Shut up.
Thank you, Jeff.
Why?
I'm sorry you had to join us in the void like this.
That is your presuppositions assuming. That's not based off argument.
Hey.
That's based off your assumptions. Not even Jeff.
Nope.
Because I don't think there's actually a phone in your hand.
Some picks are
It's
better
an
than
earpiece.
others.
You can't see it.
The people can see it.
So now you have to decide who gets kicked off.
Okay,
island.
well, guess what? We need to eat. We need food in the void, and so we're eating mermaid tail tonight.
She doesn't have to die. Why you eating her?
You could pick Brian Mills, John Wick, but you're picking Mermaid to die?
Unless you want to
off?
tell me that we have an underwater level coming up.
You don't know.
Um,
Hindsight's 2020. Between you and me.
I'm going to be legitimately upset at you if you're like, because I don't feel like I got fairly represented in this Survivor competition. And fine, we're eating mermaid.
Don't worry, you guys. The morale is very low for both teams right now.
I know.
Not me. We just
Very
won.
low. But guess what? There's 2 members that have been pruned, and you each get a new member on your team. And I already have them for you. You ready?
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
Me.
No.
Noah gets to go first. He has rolled a 4. You get Buster Bluth from Arrested Development.
Does he have his claw hand?
Yes, he has a claw hand.
Okay, very good.
And he has maps that
It's
he
a loose
spent a lot of.
seal.
Yeah, loose.
And Josiah's next. Come on, give me a 5. You get. I'm gonna roll again.
Roll again.
What are you doing?
You got 5. You get Riley Hughes with a bad back.
No.
No, you it rolled a 1. You get Murray from Sly Cooper.
You said Riley Hughes with a bad back.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Murray.
Murray
Kind of looked like a hippo at that time.
He's really gonna get in the way.
He's like the muscle now. You got a big muscle guy now.
And hippos are aquatic mammals, so
yeah, so if
really,
they do, there is a water.
that's
level.
true.
But he's pink. He stands out.
Okay.
We're not trying to blend in. That's Brian Mills's job. He's a strategist.
Well, now you guys are heading towards the final showdown between Fear Bradley, you guys, Combustion Man. With your team, you do find a weapon.
I want to go first.
Okay. You get Thor's hammer, Mjolnir.
Too bad. No one's
Who's worthy? I would have to say, I'm worthy. I get Thor's hammer. I'm worthy. It chose me.
Josiah has to roll a d20, and he has to roll a 20 or higher. If Josiah rolls a 20, he can wield. That's a d20.
Also, no.
You get a
You don't-
lightsaber.
Let's go. I'm worthy of a
I was like,
lightsaber.
you know nothing of the blade.
So if Noah rolls higher than a 10, he won't cut off his own limbs with a lightsaber. If you can roll higher than a 10, you're worthy. Fair?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yep.
Either I get to use my weapon as normal or cut off a limb.
That's the risk involved.
I don't want to roll.
Okay.
Then you just don't get
Then
the
he
lightsaber.
gets Mjolnir then. Be fair. You both get an item.
The stipulation is that you are worthy to wield it.
Yeah. I would like to roll for.
Josiah was just talking about
Ten higher.
how he didn't treat his date super well.
14. Let's go.
Go for it.
That says 14.
It says 4.
Get a new pair of contacts. That says 14.
If we could skip back to early in the podcast when Josiah said he read those books to spite the girl he was on a date on.
That's not true.
That's kind of like
Maybe Murray's
I said
worthy
that
of
to make a
worthy
point.
to wield Mjolnir.
I am the
All right, fine. You guys have arrived to Fear Bradley's palace. You guys are ready to try to fight and steal the tent bed.
So wait, so I don't have the lightsaber?
And you don't have Patrick Gates.
Yeah.
Or the mystery machine.
Rest in peace.
You guys have traveled many days and nights to get where, so you're exhausted. You didn't get to eat mermaid tail. There's no sustenance.
I thought mermaid tail had like lethal amounts of arsenic in it.
Well, that's in modern waters because mercury and stuff. But the lighthouse took place in the 1890s.
Back when all the water was clean.
Exactly.
All the seawater.
Okay, so we get to the Fear Bradley's compound, and I don't feel like I have to say it, but this is where John Wick really goes into Baba Yaga mode. And again, he's got the hookup because Brian.
But last plot twist. One of your members, we don't know who, is Envy from Full Metal Alchemist and has been a spy this whole time.
Okay.
And we're rolling.
I would have loved if it would have been Patrick Gates.
And it's Josiah. Sorry.
Huh?
It was odd or even and it rolled a 12.
So I myself.
No, you're not.
Oh, so one of my teammates is
Envy.
Oh,
I thought you literally meant
nice.
me.
Okay, I thought that's what you meant too.
And it's Brian Mills.
Okay. What does that mean then that he's envy?
You got one more enemy.
Yep, you got one more
And
enemy,
one less
and they
team.
know your secrets.
They know that April O'Neil forged that martial arts certificate. How the heck did you find that out?
Okay. Well, we're in a tough spot.
I'd say.
Here's the thing about me. I like to wear my heart on my sleeve. I like to think that I don't have secrets. And so what Brian feels like he can use against me, I say bring it on. I would say that John Wick is similar. He's really not handing out information anyway. He's just kind of taking names and killing people as we've discussed. And so John Wick, and he doesn't like being betrayed, John Wick.
Yeah.
We've seen how that goes for his enemies.
Yeah.
So again, John Wick is doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. April, all right. So what if she forged her martial arts certificate?
I knew it.
Murray, what am I supposed to say about Murray? He's a hippo. Got thick skin.
Very strong.
That's
He's
just
got
objective
thick skin
facts.
physically, but metaphorically as well.
He has the
bring
flaming
it down.
hand fist.
Okay, I don't remember that. He drives his own van.
But he didn't.
And I have Mjolnir, right? Is that correct? And I'm worthy.
No. He rolled a 4.
No, that was for something else.
He rolled a 14.
No, he didn't. That was a 4.
That was to see if Murray was worthy. He wasn't.
Okay, wait. Now you're just making stuff up.
You're just making stuff up right now.
You're actually
Josiah rolled a
throwing us
4.
off. This is how I know. This is why I don't trust you having let Selena Kyle win.
No.
Martial
You
arts
you
competition.
weren't worthy.
Yeah.
You can't
I
guess.
didn't,
You
you
can't
didn't
guess.
let me roll at all, though. Noah just said, I don't want to play with my lightsaber, and so I didn't get to roll.
I said I don't want
I
to
would
play with my
prefer
light
to not have to
saber.
deal with
Roll.
it.
No, you are letting him re-roll.
Come on!
I'll take it.
Okay.
He is unworthy.
Okay, I yield my time. We're getting that TVA tent bed.
You did not explain one single way how
I
you
said-
would get that. You said I yield my time.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
So, we're all fueled by the rage of losing Patrick to Combustion Man. We want to get out of here to honor him, to get back to our lives. Buster needs to get back home so we can see the rest of the Bluths.
Specifically, Lorraine.
Who?
Lorraine.
Who's
Lucille.
Lucille, I meant
Lucille.
Lucille.
The other
Who
one.
the heck is Lorraine?
I tell you, you're just making stuff up right now.
And I do believe when you have Selena Kyle, teamed up with Legion, and then Marjorie Stewart, I don't actually remember how much martial arts ability she has, but Fuhrer Bradley, he cannot fight a war on two fronts. And so if he gets double teamed, especially by two able bodies like Selena Kyle and Legion, he simply does not stand up.
Can I interject
Nope,
here and
you
remind you that
conceded
you
your time.
have no vehicle? You have how long have we?
Riley
have
already
we
made the
traveled?
point that we made it to Fuhrer Bradley.
Yeah,
Well, he made
but
it
what
to
are
us.
you setting up camp outside the compound, resting
Yeah.
up?
Yeah, we found a tent. We found a pot and pan and some flint so we can make a fire.
Let me guess, you found some beans.
We did find a couple of cans of beans, and they were a little chewy, but they have sustenance. And Legion doesn't have to eat. He actually just has to find like an outlet. But there's plenty of those in the void as well. Anyway.
No, there's not.
There is.
What are you talking about?
Does he run on energy?
He runs on batteries.
Really?
He's a robot.
He's an alien.
He runs on
Whoa.
a connection to like a home server, and he knows
Does he not
we're
have,
in
like,
another
solar
dimension
power?
right now.
Solar panels like on his head?
No.
Yeah, actually, he does.
Frankly, when
I think in this version, he does have solar
frankly,
panels.
we should go back to the beginning here because I would wonder if Legion can even operate in the void.
He can. With his solar power, solar
Well,
panels.
if you get Bucky, he gets like a cart with a battery pack, right?
Well, no, that's the.
Yeah. I think
I
that
want
makes
to wrap
sense.
this up. I
And
feel like I'm being-
we defeat Fuhrer Bradley. Me being the captain, I yoink the temp pad out of his pocket off of his dead body, and I say, "Let's go home." This one's for you, Patrick.
and you go to Washington D.C. Steal the
Yeah,
Declaration of
yeah.
Independence.
We all take a picture in front of the Declaration of Independence, and I
For
got
sure.
it sitting on my mantle right now. Good times. It's too bad Josiah got left in the void, trying to survive off.
John
of
Wick is
Mermaid
basically
Tail.
a superhero.
No, you remember you seated you stopped. You said,
Okay.
"I'm done."
That's fine. Riley.
Josiah did and let us.
You're giving up?
Well, I
Yeah,
just
he
want to
did. He
remind
already
you that
did.
Noah didn't take the draft seriously, and that was kind of a slight against you. So maybe
What about take this seriously?
no. That's what I'm saying. I'm taking this seriously. Noah's not taking this
Josiah
seriously.
seriously
either.
didn't even try to make an
I'm
argument.
just saying,
he said,
and I'm just saying, what a great job you've done setting this game up. I can tell that took a lot of work, and so I just want to acknowledge that. Like, man, I appreciate you putting a lot of effort into this podcast, and whoever wins, that's the way it is. But I do know that you will pick fairly, and you will.
and I want you to know that I would not stoop so low as to flatter you in an attempt to win, but.
Noah wouldn't think
hair,
about saying something nice about
the facial
you.
hair does
Never
look
has.
on point today.
Have you been using Manscaped?
Is there any other last rebuttals about how you would escape the void from Fuhrer Bradley with a temp pad or defeat him?
I think I've made my point pretty well. Josiah he's again lethal amounts of arsenic in that mermaid tail.
1890s mermaid tail is different than 2025 mermaid tail.
Oh, and Buster made it home too. I forgot about him.
What was it? He's in like the trunk thinking he's heading to Mexico or something.
Yeah,
he's like, he just is in like 10 minutes down the road or something.
I think that is the end.
Well, if there's no final rebuttals, I think someone gave more detailed in their final argument of the void and why they would get the temp pad and escape Fuhrer Bradley, and I have to give them the win, and that is because they're filled by the death of Patrick Gates, and that is Noah.
You're
feel good about this.
You're throwing left and right hooks at me.
I earned this.
Get envy. Not only do I lose one teammate, I lose another teammate. I don't get Mjolnir because Noah whined about it.
I didn't use my lightsaber. Would have been too easy.
Maybe if you were worthy.
I am worthy.
This is just what happens. It's a roll of the dice. You live and die by the die.
You die.
Because wait, what?
Wait, what?
Because Envy could have been on his team. You could have gotten a Philosopher's Stone or a gun.
I had guns.
You could have got the War Rig or the RV from RV.
That would have been awesome.
Robin Williams.
Or
2014.
the Polar Express. You could have got that.
That would have been pretty cool.
That actually would have been awesome.
It's the roll of the die. Like
Get the
Dr.
Polar
Doom
Express
could have been the villain of the void.
Get little Billy on it.
Joker.
We gotta get out of here. We're doing it for him.
Christmas just.
I could
doesn't
have
work
had
out
I know, buddy. I know. Christmas is coming around. I promise. Okay.
I could have a xenomorph come after you, or the train from Unstoppable. So
I'm telling you, you put way more.
anything
work
could
into
happen.
I think you did really well. That was a lot of fun. Good job, Riley, John Hughes.
Let us know what you think in the
Very
comments. Did I have too many events happening? I thought my Survivor one was kind of fun.
I thought it was all fun. I think with so many events going on and not knowing what to expect, that's just what this podcast needed. So we're gonna go into trivia. I mean, I guess we didn't really say if this is going to count towards.
This is off the record.
This is off the record.
Just for pride.
Nobody talk about this trivia. It's off the record. And so can I have the
Yes, you can.
master control panel? Thank you. If everyone would like to buzz in, I didn't get. Who just was that? Josiah? Okay, Riley, you're okay. So for this week's trivia, we have what I would call the worst of the MCU trivia. I have one trivia question from each of the bottom 5 plus a bonus question MCU films. Question number 1. In Thor: The Dark World, Thor must defend Earth yet again, this time from the dark elf Malekith, alongside his 4 friends, Lady Sif, Fandral, Hogan, and this Asgardian, played by Ray Stevenson.
Nope.
That's not his name.
Can you repeat the question?
In Thor: The Dark World, Thor must defend Earth yet again, this time against the dark elf Malekith, alongside his 4 friends, Lady Sif, Fandral, Hogan, and this Asgardian, Josiah.
Dugan.
That is incorrect. Riley.
Dundrel.
Incorrect. That's not a real name or word. It's Volstagg.
Nope.
I could tell it was on the tip of both of your tongues. Question number 2. Ant-Man and the
Noah,
Wasp.
Noah just names his kid Volstagg.
Call him Ulst.
Ulsta.
In Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania features several new characters, including Lord Krylar, Governor of Axia, that's it, and portrayed by this acting veteran and friend of Wes Anderson. Josiah.
Bill Murray.
That's correct.
I think I heard
totally
that.
Wait. Repeat the question.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania
Oh.
features.
I hear Quantumania. Sorry. I just heard Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, you gotta
Try
listen.
to keep up. Well, this is worst MCU
Well,
movies.
people might say Ant-Man and the Wasp is the worst.
No, they wouldn't.
Okay, it's Letterboxd, like the worst rated on Letterboxd. Ant-Man and the Wasp has a 2.9. Ant-Man Quantumania is like a 2.3.
All right.
In Thor: Love and Thunder, Jane Foster becomes the mighty Thor after wielding Mjolnir, which gives her temporary respite from this medical condition. Riley.
Cancer.
That's correct.
That's your trivia?
She could have had like a bowel obstruction or something.
Okay.
1-1.
I've never been criticized for my trivia mid-trivia before.
Trivia's supposed to be fun. Cancer is not fun.
I didn't call it fun. I said it was a good question. Question number 4. In The Incredible Hulk, Bruce Banner flees to work at a bottling plant in this city. The second, Josiah.
Rio de Janeiro.
That's correct. Also, through doing this, I found out Rio is not the most populous city in Brazil.
Brasilia? No, Sao Paulo.
Yeah,
How you
which is
pronounce that?
the most populous city in the Western Hemisphere. I thought that was an interesting piece
More
of trivia.
than Mexico City?
Well, according to Wikipedia, anyway. Last question, 2-1. So Josiah wins if you don't get this right, Riley. So come on.
I know.
In Captain America: Brave New World, President Ross is working to secure a treaty between these 4 countries. Josiah.
The U.S., Japan, India, and France.
That is correct.
I concede my time.
Too bad it's off the record. Means nothing. Bonus question here.
You are nothing.
You're nothing. The Marvels features one of the most forgettable villains in the MCU has ever seen in Dar-Ben, portrayed by Zawe Ashton, the leader of this alien race. Josiah.
The Skrulls?
Incorrect.
I haven't seen it.
Think of the only other major alien race, and that is the correct answer.
Starts with like
Riley's trying to do his exercises.
Skrull. Starts with a K.
Riley,
Creel.
say that one more time.
Creel?
It's the Kree.
Cree, that's what it was.
If that was for the win, I would not have given you credit, but we'll let you have that one. The Cree. Yeah, that villain is very forgettable. But you know what's not forgettable? The memories that we made recording this podcast.
And at this very moment, you'll be holding your son Volstagg.
Yeah,
Volstagg. He is the apple of my eye.
Yep, it's pretty much all downhill for you guys because the baby's going to take over. I'm not going to be able to be on this podcast. You're never going to find
Volstagg is going to replace you on this podcast.
He's just going to be
more
crying and pooping on screen. It's not
more interesting than what you do.
If anybody sends $100, you can replace Noah. I'll be waiting by Venmo.
People have to pay you.
Yep.
To be replaced.
Yep.
Riley's not above bribery.
What if they're like a really boring co-host?
Noah bribed me before the Suicide Squad segment.
I knew it.
Tell us what your thoughts. Who won the draft? If you put Noah, you're a liar.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
And thanks for tuning in.
And we appreciate it.
Bye.
And thanks for watching.
Adios.